what do you mean by ATS, how you differentiate resume, CV, biodata, how to research different relevant keywords so that your resume is ranked and tracked by ATS. Some of the must include components of resume, and in last I'll give you some ATS friendly resume tips that you can include in your resume. So who sees your resume? Like this is one such thing. Like when you share your resume with someone, when you send your resume to someone who is basically looking at your resume or who will be shortlisting your resume, so there are these three parties who basically who will be the first one to see your resume. It can be an HR professional, someone who identify the candidates who is meeting the basic qualifications and who is a better fit to the company culture. So this human resource professional would be screening your resumes. If you're like, when we get an advertisement in the newspaper and in the advertisement there has been an email has been mentioned and you are required to submit your resume to that particular email, so your resume is going to these HR professionals and these HR professionals would be screening your resumes. Second one is recruiters. So basically, who is a recruiter? A recruiter can be a talent acquisition manager who is running an agency who helps these HRs or these big organizations in recruiting employees for them. So they do a detailed assessment, they try to focus on the skills and experience, and they try to match the job requirements with the resume, and then they conduct some basic rounds of the interviews, or they directly shortlist the resume and forward it to the organization, and then you get an interview call. But the very important aspect, ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. I would again like you to note it down. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. So ATS automatically scans your resume and it ranks your resume. So my dear friends, let me be very clear. Most of the big organizations, some big names has already shifted their recruitment process on artificial intelligence. So when ATS is hiring, this means the process has been shifted to artificial intelligence. Now I'll give you a very small and interesting example, like what we used to do earlier. When I was doing my MBA or when I was studying, my professor used to say, like, even if there is a requirement for like when you see an advertisement for any job requirement is there, and if they are asking for an experience of 1 year, still you should send your resume. Like if you are having a very good profile, if your resume speaks a lot, you are having very good skills, there is a possibility that you might get an interview call because your resume speaks a lot, and if you are coming from a very good background. But that is only possible when HRs are screening your resume, either recruiters are screening your resume. But when ATS is screening your resume and ranking your resume, it follows a certain command. So ATS will just reject your resume in nanoseconds if your resume is not ATS friendly. And if you are a graduate, if you are doing graduation or any sort of diploma or any technical thing, when you will pass this particular course of yours down the line in 1 or 2 years, my friend, this percentage, like I said, more than 50% is already shifted to AI platforms. I think almost all the hirings would be done through ATS. So if your resume is outdated, if you are still following the traditional methods to make your resume, then I doubt whether that you will get an interview call or not. So how ATS work, how to create an ATS friendly resume, we will talk on in detail in all these things. Now, before we move, with some eye tracking studies, it has been seen that a professional spends an average 6 to 7 seconds reviewing your resume. 6 to 7 seconds to review your resume, and these studies are there on Google. You can Google it. So you need to track. So these studies say that they track your skills, your current job title, your some of the previous job titles. So it is very important to have these things. So in the last one, I'll be giving you certain tips and the components that I'll be discussing. I will try to include all those things that you can keep in your resume, so that in 6 to 7 seconds you get an interview call. Now, ATS do not even require 6 to 7 seconds. The task that HR or recruiters do or spend time on your resume, AI can do it in nanoseconds. So there would be certain command. We require this much of experience. We require at least these 4 skills in the resume. We require minimum this education. If it is there, then the ranking would be done. And if it is not there, then the ATS would reject your resume. So what is ATS basically? ATS is an applicant tracking system. It's a software application that helps human resource departments to manage recruitment and hiring process. The whole process that humans or the individuals used to do earlier is now done through these softwares. That's why I said that it is an AI tool which helps you in recruiting. Now, next. So how an ATS works? See, there are 6 different steps that you can see on my screen. A job is created. ATS advertise the job. Then then the candidates submit their application form. Basically, candidates submit or email their resume. Then top candidates, then these applications are screened and ranked by the ATS, and shortlisted candidates are invited for an interview, and the top candidates get hired. So starting from creation of the job to the end, when onboarding takes place, every single task has been allotted and is done by ATS. For these tasks, we used to have different teams. One team would be handling the recruitment process, then it will go to the advertisement stuff, and then candidates would be applying, and there will be an HR team who will be screening those resumes, and then you call the shortlisted candidates. So all these tasks are now conducted or they are performed by ATS. So ATS performs just according to the commands given by the human resource individual. So obviously this ATS would impact the HR jobs. And I always ask my students to work on these ATS platforms. If you want to work in HR field, then you must be aware about how an ATS work. These are some of the ATS platforms, some famous ATS platforms that these big corporate names they use. So you never know which of the company might be using any of these platforms. So this is not important for you because we don't know which platform organization would be using. What important is we need to make a resume so that it is screened by these platforms and it gets ranked by these platforms and we get a good ranking. So in fact, we will talk about what would be a good number to rank and what would be how we can increase the possibility of ranking our resume. Features of ATS softwares, they collaborate, integration of recruitment, interview scheduling, onboarding tools, candidate screening, candidate search, these tasks in past we used to do through human resource. There has been a proper human resource department, and in fact in human resource department there used to be a separate team which works on this recruitment and selection process. So they make advertisement, they do recruitment, they screen application forms, and then they screen resumes, and then they call you for interview, and after interview you get on the board of the organization. So now these things are done by ATS software. Now how to increase? Now let's come to the technical part and let's start a journey to prepare a ATS friendly resume. I hope till now it has been pretty much clear that what ATS is doing, what applicant tracking system is basically doing. So how to increase the chances that my resume is being recognized by various ATS algorithms. Like I have shown some of the platforms to you, ATS platforms, like how to increase that chance that my resume is shortlisted, my resume is ranked. So by creating and optimizing an ATS friendly resume. So you need to create an ATS friendly resume and you need to optimize it. So how you optimize your resume? Like till now we optimize our websites, we optimize our social media profiles, but can you optimize your resume also? So I'll come to that, how to optimize and what would help you in optimizing and how to create it. But before that, I want you to understand what basically a resume is. So basically resume is a document created by you, by any person, to present their background, their skills, accomplishment. You present your experience, your job experience, your education, your certifications, your skills, your interests, your hobbies, and then it is one of the first items along with a cover letter that you apply, that you send to your employer, and which is in potential employer sees regarding the job seeker. So this would be the first this would be the first thing that employer would be looking at and judging you. And then if you are shortlisted, then you will be called, or follow it, it will be followed by an interview. Now, how do you differentiate a biodata, a resume, and CV? So how do you do? And we have been talking more about resume. I've been saying that you create a resume. I'll tell you that also. Yes. So in India and in most of the South Asian countries like Bangladesh and Philippines, basically these are the three different formats that we use. Biodata is more about your personal information, and you do not include all these personal informations which you are including in biodata in resume or CV. So like in India, biodata is more of a use for your personal purpose, like for marriage. Like if you are preparing, or if you are looking for a suitable match, you share your biodata with them. So biodata includes your personal, your salary. It includes what caste you belong to, how big family you are living in a joint family, or in a nuclear family, what your brother is doing, what your mom dad is doing. So that's basically, it's all about your personal information. Whereas this biodata is very important in USA. Like I was reading some study, and like in India we have resume and CV, very important. Biodata is very important. They ask for a biodata when you are applying for a job. Now, resume is a brief overview of your educational background, your work ex, your skill set, and the qualification that you basically mention over a piece of paper to get a job. Whereas CV, curriculum vitae, includes more detailed about your experience. So CV is a detailed version of resume. So CV is a detailed version of resume, and you create a CV when you have a good number of years of experience. Like when you have 5 to 10 years of experience, and you have worked in 4 5 different organizations, so you have more to write about it. So the number of pages gets increased, and that where we call it as a CV. So, but I would suggest most of us should prepare a resume. Why? There is a reason that we should prepare a resume. How long a resume should be, we will talk about it. Now, how to create, what is an ATS friendly resume and how we can create it. Like I said, once we, now when we are aware about that, what is resume, what is CV, what is biodata, how you create, and now let's focus again back to the stuff, like how to create a ATS friendly resume. Because if your resume is a traditional resume, and if your resume is not having an optimized, if your resume is not optimized, then ATS might not rank it, ATS might not read it, and ATS might reject it. So it starts with keywords, like optimization of any your profile, optimization your website, optimizing your resume. Every when you optimize your stuff, basically you are including some sort of keywords. So keywords are very important when it comes to an ATS friendly resume. So your resume is scanned in an ATS scan. It passes the ATS scan if you have some keywords in it. Now, how to include these keywords, how to where to include these keywords, how to research these keywords, I'll tell you all. So let's see how you can identify and how you can research these keywords. I would suggest analyze the different job postings. You need to analyze, like whenever you see a vacancy, there are two things that are given: a job specification and job description. Now when you read those job specification and those job description, you get some keywords. Like I'll take an example. If you are looking at a vacancy which relates to a domain called digital marketing, in marketing, so in digital marketing, whenever you will read job description and job specification, there are certain keywords that would be very familiar, like search engine optimization, email marketing, social media marketing. Now you know like we are assuming, like these three keywords are very important, and they are repeated in almost every job when I see which is related to digital marketing. So I need to include these keywords, and you need to identify at least 8 to 10 keywords for your resume. So how you can identify these keywords? By analyzing the job posting, utilizing different online tools, and research industry specific terminology, study your competitor profiles, and then tailor your resume. Let's come to these points one by one. The first one, analyzing job postings. Like you can see a job responsibility and a basic qualification or preferred qualifications for this job. So if I have to take out certain keywords from this job posting, I can see copy editing is there, then proofreading is there, design experience is there. They are asking an experience in writing and editing. So any and then preferred qualifications is strong written and verbal communication skills. Experience with content management system and project management tools. So any resume which has a keyword like project management tools, good, if you have written good written and verbal communication skills in your managerial skills or soft skills, then there are chances that ATS, not even chances, ATS would start ranking your resume on the basis of these keywords only. So when you read almost 20, 30, 40 job description and specification on different portals, you are able to find these keywords. Let's see one more job description, and I have highlighted some of the keywords like data driven outreach campaigns, communication strategy, Mailchimp. Now Mailchimp is a software that we use to do email marketing. So if your resume has Mailchimp, that I'm proficient in Mailchimp, obviously the chances to rank it higher increases. 2 years of digital marketing partnership, Google AdWords, WordPress. So when I read this particular job description, I get to know like my resume should have digital marketing, my resume should have Google AdWords, my resume should have Mailchimp or WordPress. So by reading these job descriptions and number of job descriptions, you can figure out certain keywords and use those keywords. I'll tell you where to use these keywords. Now, how you can research industry specific keywords. So to research industry specific keywords, there is this one platform, LinkedIn, that can be very, very helpful. So go to the job section of LinkedIn. You can go to the job section of the LinkedIn, and then you can research different vacancies. Like if you are looking for, like I said, you are looking for a job in digital marketing, just go to the job section, write down digital marketing. You will get 100 of vacancies of digital marketing in different part of the world, and then you can read them and you can identify, or you can go to, in fact, you can copy paste them to any word count tool. There are word count tools on Google. Copy paste them on the word count tools. You will get some of the highlighted keywords and note it down. So try to note down these keywords. And when you note down these keywords, then you can add these keywords in your resume. Now, next one. So how to study your competitor profiles? You should study your competitor profiles. If you have this, basically the LinkedIn Premium gives you an offer, or it has a feature that you can study your competitor profiles. How you study your competitor profiles? When you take this premium career package of LinkedIn, and in fact, if you don't want to put these $1,200 on the premium one, what you can do, there is a small hack. LinkedIn give first month free of cost. Like when you enroll for the premium package and you add your credit or debit card details, so it gives you 1 month for free. So when you get this 1 month for free, you can go to job section. When you will apply for a particular job, you will get to see there is written like 200 other candidates applied for this job, and you can compare yourself with these other 200 individuals who have applied for these jobs. And LinkedIn will also analyze the data and tell you like these are some of the skills that these individuals are having, but you are lacking. So you get to know which skill I need to work on, and these skills are the only keywords that you will be using in your resume. So then how to utilize different online tools? You can take a photo screenshot of this particular slide. These are some of the very good websites like kickresume.com. First one, the kickresume.com. You get really good templates on this kickresume.com. When you go to, not even the templates, you can see some of the very good resumes on kickresume on different fields. Like if you want to see a resume for finance executive, just go and type finance executive. You will get certain resume there, good resumes, ATS friendly resumes. And but also you can filter there, like I'm looking for a finance executive resume which is for a fresher or with a 5 years of experience. So you can see some of the good templates and some of the very good resumes on Kick Resume, RX Resume, Overleaf Resume, Overleaf.com, Resume.com. These are some of the websites that helps you in building ATS friendly resume. Apart from this, you can build your own resume in Microsoft Word also. I would suggest you should make your resume on Microsoft Word. I'll tell you the reason also. Another online tools that you can take help is there are so many AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Bard. You can ask them to write content for your resume, and you can check the grammar on Grammarly. You can rephrase the data on Quillbot. So these are few of the tools that can help you in writing a professional resume. Then tailor your resume. For each job, you should tailor your resume. Like whenever you are applying for a particular job, you should tailor your resume, because it is not possible, like I asked you to note down at least 10 different keywords for your resume. Now it is not possible that you can add all the 10 keywords in a single resume, and there might be a possibility that all 10 keywords are not required for a specific job. So when you are applying for a particular job, go to read the job description and job specification. When you read job description and job specification, you figure out, like, for this particular job I need only these 3 relevant keywords, or these 3 skills are important, so add only those 3 skills. So no need to unnecessarily add more keywords. So you need to add keywords as per the job description and the requirements of the role, and then personalize your content. Like if you have to add some more content to your resume, add some bullet points. And if you have to delete something, delete. So you can edit your hard skills, you can edit your soft skills requiring as per the requirements of the job role. Now here I will suggest 2 more tools to you, Skill Syncer and Job Scan. What they do is, you can basically, when you are making a resume, ATS friendly resume, once you have completed, you have formed your resume, upload your resume on Skill Syncer. There will be 2 different columns. Right hand side, upload your resume. Left hand side, you copy paste the job description and job specification, and this Skill Syncer or Job Scan will rate your resume. So they will be rating your resume. Like when you upload your resume and you upload the job, you might get a rating of 70. So like this 70 is the number that is very approximately you might be getting in the ATS. And Skill Syncer also suggests you some more keywords. Like if you add these keywords, your rating might go to 80, your rating might go to 90. Jobscan.com, it also rates your resume, but it do not suggest some sort of keywords. So these 2 are very good tools. The only drawback that Skill Syncer has is it gives you 2 scans per week. So the free version of this website gives you 2 scans per week, whereas Job Scans, you get more chances to scan, but it do not suggest keywords. So by this, you can at least, this is how you create a ATS friendly resume. Now let's come to the components of a resume where you can add these keywords. Like these are some of the components that should be there in a resume. Like if you're making a resume, these are the minimum things that should be there in a resume. And when you're writing the description, under these headings, you can include these keywords. Like first one is contact information, professional summary, your skills, work experience, licenses and certification, projects, award and achievements, if there. if you have some sort of projects that you have undertaken, and if you have achieved something in your life, some awards and other stuff, then you can add. Now let's talk about these things one by one, what to include, what not to include. So in contact information, your name should be there. It should be bold enough, and the font should be large. Then keywords below your name, you can write certain keywords below your name, like my resume, it's Vikas Nain, and under it is written digital marketing specialist. So you are adding the basic domain keyword. Like when you write your name and you write digital marketing specialist, I get to know that this resume is all about digital marketing. I'm reading, or I'm looking for a resume which talks about a specialist who is working in digital marketing field. Then your email ID, a professional email ID, your contact number, your LinkedIn URL. LinkedIn profile is very important these days. Location is optional. You can avoid, you can add. And if you have any personal website or portfolio, like if you are a technical guy, you have made your own website, like you have a LinkedIn URL, you might have a website, then you can add. But your name, your email ID, your contact number, and LinkedIn URL. These four things should be there in your contact information at any cost. Then your professional summary. Generally, freshers make this mistake. They add a career objective. So rather than using this term career objective, you should use professional objective or professional summary. So you need to add a professional objective that clearly states your career goal and how you intend to contribute to the company's success. See, even if you write a career objective and if you write a professional objective, you write almost similar thing, but professional objective sounds more professional and it feels like you are thinking from the point of view of the organization. So like I have given an example, recent marketing graduate with a strong foundation in digital marketing and content creation, eager to apply my skills and enthusiasm to support whatever company name where you are applying, marketing team, and contributing to achieving a strategic goal. And for experienced professionals, you should highlight more about your achievement, your skills, basically a summary of your resume in 2-3 lines, how your background aligns with the company's vision and needs. So note it down. You should keep it professional. Avoid using personal anecdotes or irrelevant details. And your professional summary should always align with the company's goal. So you need to understand, you might have to change your professional summary whenever you are applying for a new job. So this is one mistake generally candidates do is like they make a resume and then they never change it unless they have a new experience, or after 2-3 years they change it. I would suggest for every single job you should tailor your resume. Then skills, very important, one of the most important aspect when you are making an ATS friendly resume. You need to add two type of skills: hard skills, soft skills. Hard skills also known as technical skills, soft skills also known as managerial skills. If you feel like there is no need to add some soft skill, you can avoid. I would suggest to have 1 or 2 soft skill and 2 to 3 hard skills in your resume. Like for an individual for who comes from IT, he might add certain specific tools, like you can write Java, you can write HTML, you can write WordPress. So when you are writing these hard skills, it increases the possibility to get a higher rank in ATS. Always put your skills on the top. After contact information, there should come your skills. Most of the time, you are told that after contact information, professional summary, you should start with your experience. I would suggest when an HR is only giving 6 to 7 seconds on your resume, when ATS is ranking your resume, it would be ranking, HR would be reading on the basis of your skills. So just after your professional summary, you should add your skills, your hard skills or your soft skills, whatever you want to include. And avoid using unnecessary skills. Like for an MBA student, I always suggest do not write MS Office, because these days MS Office, although MS Office is very, very important, most important tool. MS Office is the most important tool for any individual who is working in the corporates. But it is assumed that a technical guy, any individual today, has the basic knowledge of MS Office. So you should not use this outdated skills, even if they are very much relevant. So you should add the latest keywords. Like I said, for anyone who is from IT background, they should add Java, they should add HTML, they should add website building, they should add search engine optimization. From HR, someone from HR, he or she can add ATS as their hard skill. So try to add your skills in the beginning, then start with your work experience, your job experience. Now there can be a question like, if I am a fresher, how and what should I do when I do not have any kind of experience? For you guys, internship is very, very important, very important. So try to do certain internship. There are platforms like Internshala. Go to Internshala, do a 2-3 weeks internship. If you have 2-3 internship, then these internship can be very helpful in writing a brief description and mentioning in the work ex column. And while writing this work experience, when you're writing some certain bullet points, try to add these keywords. Try to add these keywords in your work experience, and always write your work experience in reverse chronology. So this is the basic funda for ATS. ATS reads your resume in reverse chronological order. ATS will read only the reverse chronology, like the present job experience on the top, then your last job, then last to last job. Like if I have 3 experience, my current job would come at number 1, my last job would come at number 2, and last to last job would come at number 3. And add action verbs. When you are writing your resume and the description for your resume, apart from adding keywords, add action verbs. Like, I have developed this website. An IT student can say, I have developed this number of website, I have contributed to this particular efficiency of this organization. And try to quantify also. Quantify in numbers. Like because when I developed this portal for this organization, and it led to 30% of whatever the savings or profit for that particular organization. So try to quantify the things. There is this XYZ formula given by Google only. So what you have achieved by doing what and resulting in what. So quantify. So even when you are using these AI tools, like I said, you can use AI tool like ChatGPT to write a brief job description for you. You can tell ChatGPT, like, this is the job which I have done for 2 years. Write 3 bullet points, add these 3 keywords, and quantify or use this XYZ formula to write. So it will give you a very, very good, you will get a very good outcome. And you can use it. So for freshers, internship is very important. When someone is having any sort of experience, you can use it in reverse chronology. Then comes your education. Again, your education should come in reverse chronology. Start with your most recent educational qualification. Add the key details, like which degree you have done, the institution name from which you have done, the date of your degree, like 2004 to 7, 2008 to 10. And again, you can again use certain keywords in the description. If you are writing some sort of description or you are writing some sort of certifications, you can use these keywords. And try to avoid the outdated information. Don't you are not, and it is not necessary to include high school details. So use the specific educational qualification that is required for the job, because a resume is a very short form. It is just summary of your life, and we need to complete it in one page. I'll tell you why to make a resume for one page only. Then licenses and certifications, again, very very important. Someone for like someone who is a fresher, you have only one internship, you have three education. So what else to write? How can I add these keywords? Because if we have experience, we can add those keywords in the description of our experience. So when you're writing about your certifications, you can add these keywords again. So include, again, write it down in the reverse chronology. Highlight the relevant certification. Like for someone who is looking for a job in marketing, digital marketing certificates are very good certificates to have. Google Analytics certificate is a very good certificate to have. Social media marketing certification is a very good certification to have. And try not to overload. Now, it doesn't mean that I should add 10 number or 10 certificates in my resume. Like I said, when you're applying for a particular job, see, out of my these 5 certificates, only these 2 certificates are applicable for this job. Add those 2 only. It is not necessary to add all 5 certifications. So add those certifications only which you feel like, okay, this would be enough for this particular job. Then projects. When you work, or when you are doing when you are doing any sort of degree, there are certain projects that are given by your faculties, or you do some sort of projects in your during your course curriculum. Like here in MBA, we have one internship for 2 months, and you have a project that you need to take in your fourth semester. And try to also try to look for these projects. Like on internshala, you get these projects, you corporate projects. You can do some time frame, 1 week, 2 week, 5 week projects. And if you are still studying, ask your teachers to give you some live projects. If you are working on a live project, try to get a certification from them, from the institute, that I have worked on this 15 days project. It can be related to any particular skill. So it will help you in adding, incorporating the keywords. Because if you're working on a project, and when you write the description about this particular project, it helps you in repeating those keywords. And it also helps in showcasing the skills and technology. What kind of technology you have used during your project, what kind of skills you have learned while doing this particular project. So try to do. Now, everyone might not have this section in their resume, project undertaken, but I would suggest, if you still have time, try to do certain live projects. Try to ask your teachers, ask your faculty members to give you some sort of projects that you can mention. And then award and achievement. Include relevant awards. And if you have certain achievements, like if you are a postgraduate, then I would suggest that try to avoid the awards that you get in your school time. If award is really a national or international level award, then you should avoid. But anything that is not related to your current career, you should avoid. Now, again, there is a question, like if we are a fresher, we do not have any type of award and achievement. Because also it is not possible that everyone would have some sort of awards. Because if 90% of students, they might participate, but they might not win something. So at least have certain participation certifications. Then this heading would be co-curricular activities. Rather than writing awards and achievements, write co-curricular activities, and then include your relevant participation certificates. Like you participated in any business plan competition, any PowerPoint competition. Someone from the technical or IT background, they might write participated in hackathon. But if you are the winner of that particular hackathon, then you can add like, I have won this national hackathon at this particular level. This was the prize money. This was my idea. I made this particular software in this hackathon. So you can add these awards and achievements. Now coming to certain tips for an ATS-friendly resume, I would suggest use keywords from the job description. What you can do is Try to make your resume and try to add these things. Keyword is very important. Like I have been focusing it again and again since the start of my presentation, that you have to add keywords. You can extract keywords from the job description and job specification. Proper fonts should be there, and a standard heading and a heading size should be there. So like for every description you are writing, there should be an heading. Like when you are writing about your work experience, you should give a heading work experience. When you are writing about your skills, you should mention skills, and under that skill you should write about your hard skills or technical skills. And the font, you should use only, I would suggest, use Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman. These three fonts are easily available in Microsoft Office, and these are most readable and usable fonts. So use Arial, Calibri, and Times New Roman. Avoid using fancy graphic and profile photo. Having a photo on resume is a pretty debatable topic. When I was doing certain workshops, in some workshops, it was like some of the speakers were suggesting to have a profile photo, but most of the workshops that I have attended, they were like, you should not have a photo on your resume. Although photo is very important to have a professional presence over, if you are making a good professional presence on LinkedIn, on other social media tools, photo is very important, but try to avoid photo on your resume. Again, very fourth point, file type. Save your resume in Word document. You would be suggested by many experts that save your resume in PDF and send your resume in PDF. Yes, PDF has an advantage that your alignment, your text remains same when you send it, and whenever anyone would open it, then it remains consistent. Consistency is there when you save it in PDF. But there are some ATS systems that do not accept PDF. They might not read PDF file, and you never know which ATS is used by which organization. So like if you are sharing a resume on a ATS platform, and that ATS platform is not able to read PDF, then it might reject it. So there is no point to keep alignment, other stuff. You make a proper resume from your side, but always share it in doc file, docx file. Then tailor your resume. Like I already said, you should tailor your resume for every particular job application. You should tailor your resume. Stop using generic resumes again and again. Use reverse chronological format. The format should be in reverse chronology. Your recent position or your recent education should come first. Consistent formatting throughout the resume. You should use same font, same size. Headings, and obviously heading can be a size bigger. Like if your text is 12, your headings can be 14. You should not use header and footers. Again, ATS may not read header and footers. Do not use header and footer. Some individuals, they write their contact information in headers. So try not to use header and footers. There should be clear sections. Like when you're writing your experience, you should have a proper title called work experience. When you're writing about your education, you should have a proper title called education. Simple contact information. What should you add in your contact? Your name, your phone number, email, and LinkedIn. These four things are most important. You should add your name, you should add your phone number, you should add your email. And if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, go and work on your LinkedIn profiles, because it is necessary to add LinkedIn profile these days. Stop adding your personal information like age, what kind of marital status you have. Don't add it. Use action verbs. Like I said, use action verbs in your resume. Developed, achieved, worked on this. Quantify your resume. Like managed a team of 10. So you are quantified. You have managed a team of 10 individuals. Your resume should not be more than 2 pages. I am again repeated. Like I said, resume should be in doc file. Your resume should be in doc file. Do not use header and footers, and your resume should be not more than 2 pages. Try to complete your resume. For a fresher, someone who is having an experience of 1 or 2 years, a resume of 1 page is good enough. 1 page resume is good enough. Two-page resume, if you are experienced, you have a 4, 5, 10 years of experience, then two-page resume is enough, because certain ATS sometimes only scans. A command has been given to ATS that only scan the first 2 pages of a resume. So if you are putting a CV, if you are submitting a CV of 5 pages, it will scan only first 2 pages. So even if you are making a CV of 5 pages, try to add the most relevant things on the first 2 pages, and then check your grammar. Second last thing, check your grammar, proofread your resume. There should be no grammatical errors. I know one of my student who used a wrong spelling, wrote a wrong spelling of cannot place in his resume, and he was not shortlisted by the second by HR in the second round. And then you can use online tools, like I said, JobScan, SkillSyncer, AI tools like ChatGPT, Bard. You can use these tools to optimize your resume, to rank your resumes. So I think I have, okay, last thing. This is not related to resume, but very important when you send your professional resume via email, or even if you're submitting your resume to someone in hard copy. Always attach a cover letter. Although this writing a cover letter is not part of our topic, but still, I would suggest, whenever you are sending or whenever you are submitting your resume professionally, you are submitting your resume, you should always attach a cover letter. Cover letter should be personalized one. Highlight how you are fit to the organization, show your enthusiasm, keep it concise, and by attaching a cover letter, you make a very good first impression, and it increases your chances to stand out to recruiters and hiring managers. Cover letter is very, very, very important. So even if you are mailing, paste it in the text body. If you are sending it, if you are submitting in hard copy, give it in printout form. So attach a cover letter.